Hi, I'm Mr. Zach, inventor of the patent award-winning ExactNotes music system for beginners, and author of Kids Piano. Whether you have a digital keyboard or a full-size piano, or even just a free piano app on a smartphone or tablet, you or your kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, close family friends, or classroom students, or private students could start playing real songs this week using what I think is the easiest sheet music in the world for beginners. Goes to the very core of what I do. Because I believe that the number one reason most students give up on music is because standard notation is hard to read. Let's take a look at an example. Staff lines and spaces on two clefs with key signatures, time signatures, 88 keys, dozens of types of rhythms and rests, and accidentals. And musical instructions are usually written in Italian. You speak Italian? It's actually a great system for composers because all of these layers in the standard system are essentially encoding, and they do that so it's fast to write, like cursive. To say which note to play, the minimum amount of information you could possibly write is just a dot. So Beethoven could write music about as fast as he could think it. Dun 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 dun, long. Dot 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 long. The notes that last longer take a little longer to write because they're circles. Dot 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 long. Dot 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 long. Dot 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 long. Dot 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 long. Dot 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 long. Dot long. Fermata and done. Dun 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 dun. Okay, now done. It's so good. But all those layers of encoding that make it fast to write make it slow to read. And while that's great for composers who are handwriting every copy for each musician, it certainly wasn't made for beginners, especially not kids. I used to spend a lot of time each lesson practicing reading notes, but that's not what kids sign up for when they say they want to learn an instrument. And when they find out that's what it is, and what it's going to be for many, many years, they get discouraged and they quit. And it turned out, most parents' top priority was that their kids have a good experience learning. And it turned out, when it was easier, they practiced more. And when it was even easier, they learned more songs. And they learned them faster, which put the songs of their dreams within their reach, within an amount of time they would tolerate. Piano is actually easy enough for a cat to play. A cat can't get a single note out of a trumpet, or a guitar, or a violin. What's hard is reading music. As someone who plays 5 different instruments and studied several foreign languages, I accidentally got a lot of practice decoding different systems of writing. Guitar, for example, can write music in standard notation, but if you look up a song online, you'll probably find it in tablature, which just uses numbers to tell which fret to play. And that's just about what the ancient Greeks did too, except they used letters. And that simple system worked for about the first 1,500 years of written Western music. So I felt pretty comfortable simplifying it, especially for my young beginners, because I saw the success my guitar students were having, getting to songs they loved faster than any of my other students, even though the teacher was the same and the instrument was harder. I could take 2 students of the same age and experience and give one the harder instrument, but the easier notation. And that student would be more successful than the one who had the easier instrument, but the harder notation. Sometimes it would even be the same student learning 2 different instruments, and I would know which instrument they'd be more successful at because I understood the advantage of reading the easier notes. How do you make notes easier to read? For example, black and white notes were so visually boring. So what if we add some color? In fact, let's use color to color code each hand. Instead of putting the letters on top of the notes, how about right inside of each note? It's better because visually we don't have to look in 2 spots, but now we're blending 2 pieces of information. Can we get just one? Yes! What if we got rid of the note altogether and just put the letter? Even young beginners could play songs that traditionally took several more years to get to, but it didn't work for my youngest students. The biggest problem was another visual problem. In written music, higher and lower means left and right on the keyboard. So we just rotate the lines and the keyboard, and there. Now, left is left and right is right. So what if we represented longer and shorter rhythm values with bigger and smaller notes? This is quite visually intuitive for kids. So how do we visually help a young beginner know when to play both hands at the same time? In person, I'd just use a highlighter and show exactly where they connect in time. Now that it's easier to read, we can quickly give them the music they love. We wrap up learning inside of what feels to them like playing. Like for Elise.
E, D sharp, E, D sharp, E, B, D, C, A, C, E, A, B, E, G sharp, E, C.
Or Moonlight Sonata.
G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, E.
Or Star Wars.
G, 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 C, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, F, D.
Or Baby Shark.
D, E, G, 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 D, E, G, 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 D, E, G, 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 F sharp.
And you know what the youngest beginners say is often still their favorite song? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Or even sometimes, hot cross buns. Ouch! I went all the way down, younger and younger, simpler and simpler, until I reached the very beginning of fine motor skill capability, around age 3.5. The very youngest beginners I found don't even have to know their letters yet, because they can just match the shape of the letter on the music to the shape of the letter on the keyboard. It's a way of starting music that puts the instrument and the songs first, so that beginners get what they hoped for when they say they want to learn piano. I hope to see you soon, and I do this at the end of my classes. Let's be playful! Bye!